So as some of you guys know, I recently made a video talking about how I think the Richmond Football Club dominated the 2024 AFL draft. I mean, it was absolutely insane what they did in night one. Again, I highly recommend you guys going and watching that video before you do check out this one, but just to summarize it a little bit, I just went over how they completely fleeced North Melbourne in getting that future first round pick. I mean, insane effort. And then, of course, I think all the players they drafted were really good. You got like Lawler and Smiley were the given ones that everyone thought they were going to, get. And then Armstrong, the next one, who was not drafted after them, but was the massive steal they got at 23. Arguably got another steal at 21 with Luke Trainer as well, who was once perceived to be a top 5 player in the game, in the draft, I should say. And then again, Jonty Fall, who a lot of teams were really keen on. The Tigers took a 14. And then Taj Houghton, who was perceived to be one of the best small forwards in the draft class, who could eventually move into the midfield before he unfortunately did his ACL. But of course, he should hopefully be back and firing. A lot of really good stuff going on for Richmond in that night one. But I thought in today's video, we'll go over a lot that happened in night two and how I think they continued to dominate this, of course, draft. Again, before we do get into all of that, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like on this video if you guys do enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel for latest AFL content and news and whatnot. But of course, the Tigers had the first pick of night two, where they did actually decide to select Thomas Sims at pick 28, who was ranked 35. Again, Sims is an impressive 199 centimeter tall, who booted 5 goals in the Northern Knights Coat Talent League season opener and a bag of 7 against Oakley in round 6. Again, this is the type of guy who I think Richmond perceived to be as like their third option, hopefully in the future. Again, they want Jonty Fall and Harry Armstrong to probably be the 1 and the 2, and for the time being be like the 2nd or 3rd behind Tom Lynch and what he will hopefully be doing for them. But as we know, most teams have a key forward who can go and play in the ruck, and I don't think they think Jonty Fall or Armstrong will be that full forward who will go into the ruck, and they definitely don't want Tom Lynch to do that, which he's had to do in the forward 50 a bit too much probably in recent seasons. But you've just brought in a guy now who's 199 centimeters, who not only averaged I believe over like a goal a game in his team, but also a guy who can go and pinch hit in the ruck, a man who some people believe could actually develop into being a ruckman down the line. Again, I think he had some comparisons to like what Tim English and Rowan Marshall were very early on, a guy who was like stuck in the middle. Again, with the way Richmond spoke about, Sims and how they drafted him, I think they do want him to be that third key forward option and be another guy who can help in the ruck. So this was a great pick. Much better than, technically, if you think about them going for Job Shanahan or, Jack Whitlock, because neither of those guys are probably going to be going into the ruck in their time, and unless Port Adelaide decide to do it with Jack Whitlock. But the Tigers obviously assessed a need, and that was a backup ruckman who obviously plays forward, and that's where they went with Thomas Sims. So that was a good pick. Again, we thought the draft was probably going to be done, but the Tigers actually saw a guy there that they really liked and ended up trading up their future 4th round pick to the Gold Coast Suns to re-enter the draft, where they claimed exciting forward Jasper Olga with pick 58. Again, the 17-year-old from Warragul had a strong year playing for Oakley Chargers, Vic Country and Caulfield Grammar, and across all competitions booted 48 goals in 17 games. Holy crap, did anyone else just develop a bunch of hair on their nuts? Because I certainly did. I mean, I would show you guys, but this video would probably get, it would definitely get demonetized, but it'd probably get removed from the platform as well. Yet, if you go on Instagram Reels, there'll just be some chick with a freaking knockers out breastfeeding some kid. I don't know, I don't write the rules, and I'm certainly not complaining either. But the thing is, Jasper Olga is an interesting one, because the reason I think he fell so far down in the draft is not because of his footy ability or anything like that. Again, it's because of his pressure and how his mind works. Because in today's day and age, if you want to be a small forward in the game, you honestly have to be a pressure forward. You not only have to kick goals, but you've also got to put a lot of pressure on. And there are players that we've seen that just haven't done that. They've just kicked goals, and it means that they're kind of ineffective to how the game plays. Again, Richmond has had one. They had Noah Cumberland, who was 183 centimetre forward, who would kick a lot of goals but wouldn't put any pressure on and would get barely any of the ball. Does that sound familiar to anyone? It sounds like kind of the guy we just selected, who was also 183 centimeters, doesn't get much disposal, and also, again, doesn't put any pressure on at all. Again, the thing is, this guy's only 17 years old, and realistically, as a kid, your job is to kick goals. How you impress teams is you kick goals. But when you get into the AFL, you get put into a system, you get put into a formula that you have to adapt to, and every player does it. So the exciting prospect is that we know Jasper Olga can kick all these goals, and I mean, 48 and 17 is literally insane numbers, but now he has to work on his pressure side of the game, which, again, if he changes his mentality up and fits into the system that Uze is creating and what the AFL daily norms are, this should be an easy task for him, therefore proving that this will probably be a steal of the draft. Again, this bloke was literally ranked to go to Richmond at pick 27, and the Tigers managed to get him in their late 50s. Like, that is an insane pull from them. It's also like Richmond, they don't have many goal kickers in that forward line whatsoever. We know now that Shea Bolton's gone and Tom Lynch is always injured, the leading goal kicker was like Ryan Mansell, and he averaged like 1.1 goals per game. It's like, you desperately need to add some goal kickers, and the Tigers have pretty much just added Tom Lynch, hopefully back from injury, Jonty Fall, Harry Armstrong, Taj Houghton in the second half of the year, of course now Olga, and, you know, Sims as well. So you're adding like 6 new guys to the team. Most of them are going to take so long to get into it, and Jesse Olga, he might not even, or Jasper Olga, sorry, he might not even play that much footy. He might not even play the first or, you know, maybe even a bit of the second year, but it will just be about him developing, and eventually, hopefully, he'll become a mainstay in the team. And in a couple of years, Richmond could have a forward line that looks like Harry Armstrong, Jonty Fall, Ryan Mansell, Seth Campbell, of course, Olga, potentially Sims, and then like a Lawler or a Smiley floating in there, whoever Richmond draft in the future, etc., etc. It's starting to look really exciting, and there's a lot going on. So if you can get this forward line all together now, build the chemistry now, and continue to have these players develop into being something really good, I mean, yeah, it's a very good pick for them. It's a very smart thing that they've done in this whole draft class, and they realistically absolutely dominated it. They did everything they needed to do, drafted a couple of steals in Armstrong, Olga, and Trainer. Really did everything they needed to do. Again, I still think they will probably unfortunately finish last next season, but I don't think that worries them. I think next season is about proving that Adam Uze can put in a system in place that makes the footy at least look a little bit nicer and a bit more watchable, but also have all these young players, you know, prove that they can play and get some experience and development into them, and give Richmond fans something really exciting to look forward to. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest AFL content and news. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys think Richmond won the 2024 AFL draft? And what do you guys think about night 2 for them? Did you guys like it or did you guys not? I'd very much like to know. But yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.